Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to another round of TCR South America. Finally, we are getting on the pace in Cuiabá after some struggles with the weather. And yes, sir, we are about to enjoy the first night's race ever in the history of TCR South America. The venue, as we said, is Cuiabá. We are at the Mato Grosso state, close to the jungle in Brazil. Round number 9. Race 1 about to get going in what looks to be set to start under safety car, but with the chance of crowning another champion for Argentina and the possibility for the country to recover the TCR South America crown, as Leonel Pernilla could be the champion tonight if some results go in his favor. 33 Celsius degrees, that is a bit over 111 Fahrenheit degrees. 91 Fahrenheit degrees, let me correct, as the track temperature is way over 110 Fahrenheit degrees. Here are the entrants for this round. We have a debutant. We are talking about Hernani Kun, who is the reigning champion of the Brazilian Turismo Nacional Championship. His partner in Enzo Gianfrati, we'll talk about him later, who races for G Racing Motorsports. Gianfrati, the big surprise in yesterday's qualifying session after he took second place, still battling for the TCR trophy title against Adrian Chiriano and Maria Nienkotter. It's 6:32 p.m., but it's already night time in these parts of the world. And we'll hear from Leti Datena.
Autódromo Internacional de Mato Grosso, Cuiabá, aqui no Brasil. Esse é o cenário da primeira corrida noturna da história da TCR Brasil e TCR South America Banco BRB. E ela vai acontecer em condições ainda mais difíceis, condições de chuva. Inclusive, a gente tem o pessoal da CBA já segurando aí uma plaquinha de wet track. Praticamente todos os carros aqui com pneus de chuva, e é o caso do nosso pole position, Leonel Pernilla, que pode sair daqui como campeão da TCR South America Banco BRB.
Crown champion tonight.
Se isso acontecer, vai ser pela primeira vez na categoria. Leonel Pernilla, como está todo com el auto, como está la puesta a punta?
How are you? How is the car and the setup for the race?
Atípico. Esta carrera era para
It's a very atypical race.
Como está todo para esta disputa de título para ti?
How is everything looking for you to go for the title?
Es un día difícil para todos por la condición climática.
Everything is okay.
Y la verdad es la primera vez que voy a correr
really
en esta condición de piso mojado. Al auto lo sentí lógico,
lo trabajamos en la puesta a punto
en la pasada por boxes, mejoró un poquito, creo que
We've
tengo
seen
chance de
some
hacer una
good
buena
points
carrera.
on the
Condiciones completamente distintas del quali de ayer.
Completamente distinta.
Completely opposite to the qualifying
muy rápido,
session.
muy firme.
Yes.
Y ahora el mojado
The
creo
track was
que
very quick.
si bien soy el primero que llega a todos lados, estas vueltas que
And
vimos
despite
recién
I'll be the
son
first one in
importantes
every
para
corner,
aprender
reaching
y bueno,
everywhere,
no tengo mucho
it
que
will be still useful
arriesgar, tengo que mantenerme en pista y
keep
bueno,
on learning.
intentar,
I have to
obviamente,
keep myself on track.
mantener el liderazgo de la carrera y vamos a salir a
I have to
ganarla,
try
vamos a hacer
to
todo para
keep
ganarla.
the
Muchísimas gracias
lead
y
of the
suerte
race,
para ti.
and we'll
Bom,
try to go for the
aqui
win,
de forma
says
geral,
Leonel Pernilla, 50 years
comentando,
old.
que essas condições são completamente
As
diferentes da
Leti
condição do
Datena
quali,
makes
né?
the translation
E,
into Portuguese.
É a primeira vez que ele vai correr de TCR na chuva, mas que ele vai fazer uma corrida aí para ganhar, mas um pouco mais conservadora, levando em consideração todos esses graus de dificuldades, mas ele está confiante aí, ele acha que ele pode sair com esse título. Eu volto com vocês e sigo aqui trazendo todas as informações.
Thanks, Leti. Our pit reporter, Leticia Datena for Brazil. Born in Brazil, but extremely fluent in Spanish also. If you speak any of the languages, you'll see how skilled she is. TCR South America, Banco BRB, and TCR Brazil racing together. As we have a big rain now falling, I think we will start the race on time. Set to start under safety car, that's also true. Here is Enzo Gianfrati, who starts on second position for G Racing Motorsports. This race was set to take place last night at 10 p.m. Then after a huge thunderstorm. It was moved for today, 3 p.m. local time, 3:30 p.m. local time. It couldn't be taken at that time. This is the time in which we were supposed to have race 2, but we'll finally have race number 1 here at the Internacional de Mato Grosso circuit. Fabian Gianantuoni on screen, taking the start in 4th place behind Leonardo Reis for Palladini Racing. Here is Rafael Reis rounding off the top 5 of the grid. Now Juan Angel Rosso in 6th position for Palladini Racing. Behind is the highest ranked Peugeot from PMO Racing. It is Gennaro Rassetto. Here is Tiago Pernia. The American-born. Here is the rookie Hernani Kuhn making his debut in the series. Mariano Pernia here on screen, completing the top 10 of the grid. Behind him is 2nd placed in TCR Trophy, Adrian Chiriano from Argentina. Here's Marianian Cotter. The 19-year-old from Brazil. Here is Fernando Croce. And behind him is Nelson Piquet Jr., who starts at the bottom after changing his engine. Here he is, demoted to the back of the grid. As you can see, the wipers are on, the rain is falling. If you look at the little pond next to Leonel Pernia's car, you could see that there was drops of rain. We'll have this race set to 25 minutes plus 1 lap. And this could be, well, one of the longest races ever in the world. This was supposed to start 21 hours ago, 10:30. You can see the very good lighting system this track has. Very suitable for night racing. It's a very, very high standard from this track. A great venue for the South American motorsports towards the future. And here is now the formation lap. We'll have 2 formation laps as it's usual in rain weather. Let's have a look at the starting grid. We have Leonel Pernia trying to go for the title. If he wins the race and Piquet Jr. doesn't finish in the top 5, he's the champion. Enzo Gianfrati surprising in 2nd place, leading TCR Trophy. Leonardo Reis in 3rd for W2 Pro GP, followed by Fabian Gianantuoni in the Lincoln Co. in 4th place. Rafael Reis is starting in 5th position for W2 Pro GP. Juan Angel Rosso in 6th for Palladini Racing. Behind him, we have Gennaro Rassetto starting in 7th with the Peugeot of PMO Racing, followed by Tiago Pernilla, the American-born. Car number 85 from Honda YPF Racing. Hernani Kun making his debut starts in 9th position for G-Drive Motorsports, G-Racing Motorsports. Behind him is Mariano Pernilla. In 11th, we have Adrián Chiriano, the 52 years old from Argentina, chasing the TCR Trophy title also, followed by Marianne Kotter. Behind her, we have Fernando Croce in 13th, and in 14th and last, it's Nelson Piquet Jr., who needs to finish in the top 4 to keep the title battle alive until race number 2. Otherwise, it will be Leonel Pernilla lifting the title tonight. Here's the championship. Here is the queue of the cars. Here is the front of the pack. We'll have 120 points at stake after this race. We have safety car for the starts. We'll have one more formation lap. Cars should be trying to have some visibility. We'll have one more formation lap, but the race has already started. 25 minutes plus one lap. With the safety car, which is a pickup actually. The track is very humid still. We have the 14 cars all together. Remember the order. It's Pernilla, Leonel Pernilla leading, Gianfrati in 2nd, Reis, Leonardo Reis in 3rd, Fabian Gianantuoni in 4th, Rafael Reis, Juan Angel Rosso, Gennaro Rassetto, Tiago Pernilla, Hernani Kun, Mariano Pernilla, Adrián Chiriano, Marianne Kotter, Fernando Croce, Nelson Piquet Jr. We're getting close to opening this race in green flag. And the safety car vehicle has turned off the lights. That means we will get going. We'll go racing. And we are about to start the race, ladies and gentlemen. Race 1 will start for TCR South America. as we are entering the main straights in a few more meters. And the cars come out onto the main straights, and we are racing now in Cuiabá. Green flag is waving, and Leonel Pernilla leads the way ahead of Enzo Gianfrati as Leonardo Reis sits in third position. Here they come to the first turn. Pernilla already making a few meters of gap to the Cupra in second position. No major changes so far in the order. We'll see how Nelson Piquet Jr. tries to move up into some positions in the middle of the pack. As you can see, it's not an easy visibility, but we're finally going with the green flag in race number 1 here in Cuiabá in Mato Grosso State. I'm Francisco Aura, and it's an honor to be with you for this big contest in which we will be very close to crowning a new champion. As it stands, 50-year-old Leonel Pernilla is being crowned champion, recovering the crown for Argentina as Gianfrati takes the inside. Everything is being very, very cautious. I think one of the Lincoln Co's, if I didn't see wrong, it was Juan Angel Rosso, was a bit wide turning here, but he seems to be yet racing without big trouble. Looked like a Lincoln Co. A bit wide on track. Here is the order. There is Mariano Pernilla battling with the newcomer Hernani Kun. Leonel Pernilla here leading. Gianfrati trying to have some visibility. He's very close to the race leader, and the spray, of course, is not easy to see through, and it's even worse, I guess, if there is nighttime and you have the lights on. Mariano Pernilla here. Juan Angel Rosso has definitely dropped a few places as we are getting close to the end of the first lap. Leonel Pernilla will complete the first lap on green flag here in Cuiabá. We'll see which is the best, the first lap time of the race. 2:05.2 for the race leader, as Rosso has dropped a few places from 6th to 10th, as Nelson Piquet Jr. has overtaken the TCR Trophy pack and is now overtaking Rosso. I think Rosso might be with some kind of trouble. He's clocked 2:13. That's 8 seconds of the pace set by Pernilla in the first green flag lap we had in the race. As the clock is ticking down, these 25 minutes plus 1 lap will have Hernani Kun still in 8th place. Behind him is Mariano Pernilla, who is trying to have an opportunity of overtaking. Pernilla fighting in the night under the rain to overtake the series rookie, to overtake Hernani Kun. It's a Honda versus a Cupra under the rain and under the lights in Cuiabá. In an amazing landscape we have tonight. Finally the race could be held. Remember, this race was supposed to be held almost 24 hours ago, as Pernilla keeps on trying to open the gap and open the space to overtake Hernani Kun. Here they come into the last sector of the lap, as lap times seem to be quite constant. I don't see much room for improvements as the rain still pours down here in Cuiabá in Mato Grosso State. Here is the race leader, here is Leonel Pernilla, and here is, as far as now, the new champion of TCR South America. He still has to finish the race, of course. The biggest legend ever in Argentinian motorsport, Juan Manuel Fangio, who won no less than 5 Formula 1 titles in the 1950s, used to say the race finishes once the checker flag is crossed. So, entitled enough to state that Leonel Pernilla should be on the very right track to the title, but still we have 17 minutes, almost 18 minutes remaining. Here is Leonardo Reis in third place, chasing Enzo Gianfrati for second, as we have still loads of spray. The lap times have dropped a little bit to 04.5 for Leonel Pernilla, setting the record in sectors 1 and 3. Sector 2 record was for Leonardo Reis from third position, as Juan Angel Rosso has gone into the pits. Nelson Piquet Jr. is in 10th place. He needs to reach 4th position if he wants to keep the title battle alive, at least to race 2. But it's looking really, really solid, the chance of grabbing the title for Lionel Pernilla in this race, as Piquet moves ahead of Mariano Pernilla now. There is also Hernani Kun without getting into major trouble, but still Nelson Piquet Jr. fighting his way through the pack, as there is a car that moved aside. I think it's Reis. It's Leonardo Reis. Oh, that's a disaster for the Cupra. He was running in 3rd place and he's dropped several places in the order. That's a shame for the youngster who was on the way to a podium under the rain, and this is a good gain for Nelson Piquet Jr., who now must have climbed 3 or 4 spots in this lap. We'll see as soon as they go through the next control, but I think Nelson Piquet Jr. might be running now already up into 7th place. We'll confirm as the cars go by. But yeah, Piquet Jr., yeah, moving up in the order. There's Mariano Pernilla. Behind him is Hernani Kun. Kun in his first race with these cars. There's no big challenge, no bigger challenge than driving in the night and in a wet track under the heavy rain that is still falling here in Cuiabá. We've completed almost a third of the race as Lionel Pernilla goes now into the main straight. 204.8, 205.4 for Gianfratti. Gian Antoni up into 3rd now. Rafael Reis up into 4th. Should be Raceto climbing up to 5th place. Yeah, there he is. Thiago Pernilla in 6th, and effectively, and yes, in fact, Nelson Piquet Jr. is in 7th. Behind him is Mariano Pernilla, Kun and Reis. Leonardo Reis, who clocked 2:22, so he lost more than 15 seconds to the race lead in this lap. But now the problem was in the 2nd sector, but his 3rd sector already looked normal. We'll see if he had any kind of spin and something that we might have missed. But now his pace seems to be back in normality, as Piquet Jr. is now running, chasing Thiago Pernilla, chasing the son of who could be crowned champion in TCR South America in just a matter of minutes. As Thiago Pernilla possibly defending to help his father win the title. Thiago Pernilla, 22 years old. He was born in 2003, and by that time Nelson Piquet Jr. was already in his way up into Formula 1 in Europe, despite being born in Germany, actually, in Heidelberg. Of course, he's held the Brazilian nationality and racing license all his life. And the race is over for Leonardo Reis. A safety car would be big harm for Nelson Piquet's dream of moving back. And here is Nelson Piquet Jr. trying to win one more position. That's it for Thiago Pernilla's resistance from Piquet. Now Piquet Jr. up into 6th place. He's 2 places ahead, 2 places from protecting his chances to win the title. There's Gennaro Raceto in the Peugeot, so far surviving in 5th position. And look at Enzo Gianfratti in a very solid pace, actually. Running really, really well with a very strong pace. And we have a safety car. Safety car is out as Leonardo Reis goes back into the track. We'll see if he can survive in the race or he has to retire the car. So far we have only one retirement. It's Juan Angel Rosso. Safety car is out, and this will harm a bit the opportunities for Nelson Piquet Jr., I'm afraid, because he wasn't far from Raceto, but now is less time for him to move up in the order. And it's not good news for Pernilla and Gianfratti. Ascenso Gianfratti is close to secure a podium in TCR. That would be a massive, massive achievement for him. Not every day we see TCR trophy drivers involved in the overall podiums. Leonardo Reis now still trying to crawl back into the pits. I don't think this safety car will last too long. Race has gone so far really normally, but the rain is still intense, as you can see in the dark patches on the ground. The rain hasn't stopped yet. Here is Rafael Reis in third, the Lincoln Co. Fabian Gianantuono in the Peugeot, driven by Gennaro Rassetto. Then we have Piquet Jr., and here is Leonardo Reis finally getting into the pits. We'll see if he tries to go on, or he simply decides to retire from the race and not risk any damage in the car. Here's the safety car. I don't think it will last more than a lap. There is the W2 Pro GP crew working. Around there is Flavio Figueiredo. Safety car is out and the order has been now reset. We got all the cars all together. Remember the order, you have it on the left side of your screen. We'll see if things go back to normality soon. Shouldn't be much long for the race to be under safety car, as it was produced because of Leonardo Reis, and he could return quite quickly to the track. There is Fernando Croce at the back of the pack. In 12th position. With AC/DC playing in the background, they've announced a tour around South America for March next year. But first, and Reis is back, but he's already lapped down in the order, so it doesn't make much of sense for his race expectations. But still, might be useful experience to drive in nighttime and in the rain. For every newcomer, it is quite an experience, and it's quite handy to have like flight hours for a plane pilot, as the safety car has turned off the lights. That means we'll go racing again in Cuiabá in round number 9 of TCR South America Banco BRB. And there's Lionel Pernilla leading the way once again. We'll see what attitude Nelson Piquet Jr. takes for this part of the race. 8 minutes remaining, and we go back racing with the green flag waving. We're racing again. TCR South America in Cuiabá on Saturday night as we reach 7 p.m. local time right now. My name is Francisco Aura, and it's an honor to be with you for this season once again and for these events this weekend. Lionel Pernilla comfortably leading from Gianfratti, who is looking really confident and seems to be quite safe in terms of visibility, unless when he has to brake. In third, we have Rafael Reis and Gennaro Rassetto defending himself from Nelson Piquet Jr. And this could have consequences in the title. Rassetto defending as much as he can with the Peugeot, but Piquet Jr. proves stronger on the outside. And one more position, and that will put safe Nelson Piquet Jr. the chances of still keeping alive the battle for the title. He needs one more position. Gianantuoni going in the inside against Rafael Reis, and a slight contact. Slight contact between the two, and Gianantuoni goes through into third position. Piquet Jr. off course with efficient rod extended, trying to pick up some more meters, and he goes through. And now this makes a big change in terms of the championship, as this protects Piquet Jr. from winning the title. It's a very good move. And Piquet Jr. in fourth place, as we said, protects him in the battle for the title. Gianantuoni now recovers third position. He's still protecting the podium. Should Piquet remain in the top four, he will extend the battle for the title for at least one more race. Let's have a look at the replay. After shaking off Rasetto, here is the collision, the contact between Gianantuoni and Rafael Reis, who dropped to fifth position. Rasetto is now in sixth. Gianantuoni and Piquet Jr. they are battling. Here is Piquet's opening to the outline. Will he try the same he tried with Gennaro Rasetto? We'll see. And through goes Piquet in the outside. A very nice move. Gianantuoni holding to the position in the inside, but Piquet could prove stronger, and he does it again. A very nice move. Gianantuoni diving in the inside once again. It's a great battle under the rain and under the night in Cuiabá. Piquet might have the inner line for the following turn, but Gianantuoni survives. A great battle between two very experienced drivers, and it's a massive battle for third place. But Piquet wants to go once again for that third position, and I think he will gain it this time. Yes, into the braking zone. He moves up to third position. A fantastic battle we're having in Cuiabá, as Enzo Gianfratti tries to protect himself and keep the pace as quick as possible in order to stay out of trouble, and still, if he can, keep the second position in his hands until the end of the race. Leonel Pernilla is very comfortable, but he might be already informed in the radio communication that Piquet Jr. is already in the top four. Unless something else happens with Gianantuoni, as he could be punished if the stewards judge that move as illegal. Anyway, we have 4 minutes ahead, and the race pace is now around 2:03 for Leonel Pernilla in the last lap, 2:05 for Gianfratti. Pernilla 2 seconds clear from the second position. There is Leonel Pernilla. Gianfratti in second position. We'll see how quickly Piquet can catch Gianfratti. Oh, we have a car off the track. It's Mariano Pernilla who returns still to the track. But it's still running. But Mariano Pernilla seems to be back in the pace. Gianfratti resisting in second place yet. Let's see the replay of Gianantuoni and Piquet. Two minutes and 50 seconds yet remaining. The record in Sector 1 is now for Nelson Piquet Jr., as if the truck might have a little bit of improvements. We have 5 cars setting their personal record in Sector 1. We have Gianfratti and Piquet Jr. Also Gianantuoni setting personal bests in Sector 2 now. So that means the rain might have eased off a little bit. Piquet Jr. wants to go for second place also. He needs the points He needs every single point. And we might be heading into now the last lap, the second last lap of the race. Nelson Piquet Jr. is now attacking Gianfratti for second position. Gianfratti has the inside line, but Piquet has proved really strong in the outside. And there goes Piquet once again, attacking for second position. Gianfratti resists in the inside line. The Cupra holding onto the position, but Piquet breaks a little bit longer and he wins the position. That's a master class of driving by Nelson Piquet Jr. Amazing driving under the rain and under the night of Cuiabá, beating Enzo Gianfratti for second. And now Gianfratti moves down to third. Piquet moves up into second. Gianantonio and Reis here battling for fourth position. It's an excellent driving by Piquet Jr., truth to be said. Gianfratti still on the way to a very solid podium. As anyway, he wants to counter-attack for second. Rafael Reis here in fifth place. Piquet, with these results, is still alive in the battle for the title, but he would need to win every point ahead. He would need Lionel Pernilla almost to retire from motorsport, almost to catch him in the points. I think Gianfratti is still trying to stay alive and to survive from the battle, as Lionel Pernilla will cross the line. And we are entering the final lap of the race. Here is Lionel Pernilla. In the final lap. Piquet up into second. Gianfratti in third. Fourth position for Fabian Gianantuoni. Fifth for Rafael Reis. Thiago Pernilla in sixth. Rasetto in seventh. Mariano Pernilla in eighth. Kun and Chiriano rounding off the top 10. .203.8. Anyway, the record lap of the race is in possession of Piquet Jr. 203.5, set in lap 10. One lap prior to this one. And we are in the final lap of the race now. There is Piquet Jr. in second and Gianfratti in third. Enzo Gianfratti is going on the way to a fantastic podium, an extraordinary podium. It will be the 8th win for Pernilla in TCR South America. It will be the first podium for Enzo Gianfratti overall. We'll have to dig in the record to find a TCR trophy driver in the podium of the overall. There is Lionel Pernilla in the last turns. And it's the last meters of the race as the rain is pouring down once again. Still could be a very good drive by Lionel Pernilla, who comes out into the main straight and takes the checker flag in Cuiabá. Lionel Pernilla moves one step closer to the title. In second position is Piquet Jr. Great podium for Enzo Gianfratti in third place, as Honda YPF Racing celebrates also the team's championship. An excellent result for them as well, as they are very close to seal the brace of 2 titles. Here's Sebastián Martino celebrating. And it's a 1-2 for Honda YPF Racing. It's a great win for Leonel Pernilla, who could celebrate his second title, his first title in TCR South America, in just a matter of hours tonight. Here come the cars. Honda YPF Racing has sealed the team's title, and Leonel Pernilla is getting closer to the title, very close. Here are the cars in the Parc Ferme. A very good win by Leonel Pernilla. In the background is Nelson Piquet Jr.
Para nosotros acá. Tenía, aquí, comemora aquí. Vamos, cabeza.
Here's Pernilla celebrating with Sebastián Martino, the team director, the team owner. Celebration with Enzo Gianfrati also. Sebastián Martino complimenting Gianfrati for his great podium. And Leonel Pernilla moving closer to the title once again. And we hear from Nelson Piquet Jr.
Belo resultado, que bela corrida de recuperação. Parabéns. Fez o trabalho que tinha que fazer, não só pelo resultado, mas também para atrasar um pouquinho a vida do nosso amigo aí em conquistar o título.
O carro estava muito bom, não tenho o que falar. A gente teve que largar em último pela troca do motor, que a gente teve um problema na sexta-feira.
Awesome.
Hoje é sexta? Não, foi ontem, perdido aqui. E o carro andou muito bem, eu gosto de andar na chuva, então, enfim, juntou tudo, uma pista muito boa, o carro bom e precisava ter ganho para a gente, obviamente, estar na busca desse campeonato, Mas
comfortable.
é isso, obrigado a todos aí, foi maravilhoso. À
I'm very
noite, na
grateful to everybody
chuva,
who works
a pista
in
tá
the
de
team.
parabéns, todo mundo aqui, então foi muito bacana.
Parabéns pelo segundo pódio do dia e a gente volta com mais
Congratulations
entrevistas
for
logo mais.
your
Tem mais dois
second
pódios
podium
ainda
in
pra
the
vir.
day,
Tá certo, boa sorte.
since he set a podium in the Brazilian Stock Car Championship as well, racing right there in Cuiabá.
Leonel Pernia, felicitaciones por el resultado. No lograste
Congratulations,
todavía el
Leonel
título.
Pernia.
Hiciste tu trabajo, pero
Not enough for the
Nelson
title, but you did your
Piquet
job.
hizo una carrera muy buena también.
Piquet did a very good
increíble uno
race.
del equipo. Muy buena
Yeah, it's an
carrera de
amazing
Nelson,
one
largando
too for
desde el
the
fondo
team.
y llegando donde
He
llegó,
did
una
a
condición
great
muy
job.
difícil. Nosotros hicimos
In a
nuestro
very
trabajo,
difficult
que era
condition.
ganar, así que
We did
nada,
our
muy
job,
feliz por
which
el
was
resultado del 1-2
winning.
de todo el Honda
We're really
YPF
we're really
Racing.
happy
Un saludo
for
grande a todos los
the
amigos de
results.
Ocasa, de DirecTV, de Crossmaster, de Santander, que son sponsors del auto, a todo el equipo. Y bueno, vamos a seguir así, que cada vez falta menos.
Bueno, tenemos una
We'll try
carrera
to
más
keep
y
on
ahí
like
puede sí salir el título. Puede ser que te vayas a dormir con el título hoy.
Ojalá
You
que
could
así
go to
sea.
bed with the
Venimos
title in hand
trabajando
already.
muchísimo a lo largo de
Yeah,
todo
we
el
hope
año.
so.
Un año que para nosotros realmente fue sin errores, absolutamente
It's been a flawless year
contundente
for
en todo
us.
momento y es hermoso cuando eso sucede. Un gran auto, mucha confiabilidad, muy buenas carreras a lo largo del año. Bueno, lo aprovechamos en puntos y hoy podemos largar la segunda carrera con la tranquilidad de saber que con poco somos campeones.
Muchísimas gracias. Vamos al
We
podio.
can start race 2 knowing that we need very little to seal the title, says Leonel Pernia. Here are the final results with the win by Pernia ahead of Piquet Jr., Gianfrati. Great podium. And here is our winner tonight, Leonel Pernia, Under the Rain. Here's how the championship looks like. Leonel Pernia with a chance of winning the title. We have to do the math, but it still looks very, very likely that he will clinch the title in race number 2. We'll have the podium on screen shortly. Leonel Pernia, 50 years old and looking very, very strong. It's very likely that we have a race number 2 held tonight. So as soon as we can confirm, we'll let you know. As we head into the podium.
IPF Honda Racing, a equipe campeã da temporada.
And here we have the
Sobe ao pódio, todo mundo.
title winners, the team's champions.
Ali em cima, a equipe campeã. Chamamos o CEO da Vicar, Lincoln Oliveira, para entregar a equipe campeã. IPF Honda
YPF Racing.
O CEO da Vicar, Lincoln Oliveira, entrega a equipe. IPF Honda Racing. A equipe argentina com pilotos brasileiros, com pilotos argentinos. O Nelsinho é um deles. E a dupla do pódio daqui a pouco. Parabéns, parabéns. A competente equipe IPF Honda Racing. E tem o Cross também. Agora sim, podemos compor os troféus do pódio.
We'll have also the podiums for the races.
Corrida 1, chamamos o terceiro colocado, Enzo Gianfratti.
Enzo Gianfratti comes into the podium in third. Second place for Nelson Piquet Jr.
IPF Honda Racing. E o primeiro colocado, Leonel Pernia.
And the winner is Leonel Pernia.
Convidamos Giovanni Guerra, presidente da Confederação Brasileira de Automobilismo, para ser o portador da
Joaquim
entrega
Piquet and Pernia.
ao
Here's Giovanni Guerra,
colocado,
president of the Brazilian
Enzo Gianfratti
Racing
do Brasil.
Confederation, handed the trophy to Enzo Gianfratti.
Ao
TCR
segundo
Trophy
colocado,
podium.
Nelson
A TCR Trophy driver in the podium. Amazing job
A melhor
from
equipe,
Gianfratti.
IPF Honda Racing. E ao campeão da corrida, Leonel Pernia. E a melhor equipe então, Giovanni, melhor equipe, IPF Honda. E atenção, Enzo Gianfratti também vai receber como vencedor da trophy.
Enzo Gianfratti will also receive his trophy as the TCR Trophy podium winner.
BRB, Bento Gujalmin. Bento Gujalmin. Atenção, Bento Gujalmin vem entregar o troféu TCR Campeão Trophy. Não, Bento, não, Bento. Esta não, venha mais, no 3. Bento, essa fica aí, vai no 3, e aí você entrega para ele, Bento. Entrega para o Campeão Trophy. Enzo Gianfratti, agora sim, Bento!
There is the trophy by the
Pronto, Bento!
young Bento Gugelmin.
Parabéns! Agora pilotos ergam os troféus para a foto de pódio. Aí, cada um nos seus lugares para a foto de pódio. E agora a confraternização no lugar mais alto. TCR South America. E agora vamos premiar também a TCR Brasil. E agora a festa do champanhe no pódio. Obrigado, pilotos. Agora o pódio da competição do Brasil.
We'll shift to the TCR Trophy podium also with Gianfratti already crowned as the winner, and then we'll have Ciriano and Marianian Kotter.
Anunciamos o pódio da TCR Brasil, corrida 1. Terceiro colocado, Rafael Reis, Brasil 77. Segundo colocado, Enzo Gianfratti.
This is TCR Trophy podium, TCR Brazil podium with Rafael Reis in third, Enzo Gianfratti in second.
Corrida 1, de volta ao pódio,
And it's Nelson Piquet Jr., Nelsinho Piquet.
E a melhor equipe, Honda IPF Racing. A melhor equipe, Honda IPF Racing. Convido Lincoln Oliveira, CEO da Vicar, para entregar
Lincoln Oliveira, CEO of Vicar,
ao
will hand the trophies.
colocado, Rafa Reis. Rafa Reis, do Brasil. Aí está o Rafa, recebendo o troféu do Lincoln Oliveira. Agora o segundo colocado, Enzo Gianfratti. E agora, eu convido o Lincoln para a melhor equipe. A melhor equipe é Honda IPF Racing.
And also the trophy for Honda YPF Racing.
E agora, o troféu ao vencedor da corrida TCR Brasil Race 1, Nelsinho Piquet.
And here the podium, the trophy for Nelson Piquet Jr. winning the race in TCR Brazil.
Parabéns. Eu convido o Lincoln também para fazer a entrega do troféu do campeão Trophy. O campeão Trophy da prova é o brasileiro Enzo Gianfratti.
And also the winner of TCR Trophy division
Vai levar
for
mais
TCR
um
Brasil.
troféu, Lincoln. Aí, Enzo, parabéns. Aplausos, ergam os troféus dos seus
There is
lugares.
Enzo Gianfratti,
Ergam os
who's
troféus
having a
dos seus
fantastic
lugares
weekend.
para a foto de pódio. Aí, exibam os troféus. Agora confraternizem-se no lugar mais alto e recebam o aplauso de Cuiabá, Mato Grosso.
And reaching 7:30 p.m. in Cuiabá, we say goodbye. From now, we will have race number 2 later tonight if the weather allows us. But
O banho do
for now,
champanhe no
we
pódio.
say goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. We have Leonel Pernia as the winner, and now closer than ever to the TCR South America title. Nelson Piquet Jr. needs to stop him. He reduced the gap, or he kept his chances alive for one more race. Looks set, but of course, we still have race 2 ahead of us. Thank you very much for joining us, and see you later. I'm Francisco Aure, and as always, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, and see you soon.